and welcome back to my channel. We just moved into this house and there are a number of things that I have gotten from Amazon that are very inexpensive that have helped to update the spaces a little bit, maybe given me a little more organization, home decor, things that I have been really liking just over the last couple of weeks that I felt were important enough that I needed to have ASAP. So let's go around the house. I'll show you some of my favorites. First thing, let me get out of the way so you can see them. These are Stag H curtains and they are so pretty. Fabric is a linen look fabric. It's linen and polyester, and I actually ended up getting two for this front window, two sets, because this front window faces the road. Slightly hard to see, of course, through the privacy curtain. That's why we have it. We've got a sidewalk here, we got the road here. So anytime anybody's walking their dog, it's not distracting anymore. So that's good. And from the outside, you can't see in at all. This company, I will link them in the description bar below. They have so many different colors and styles of fabric, super inexpensive, but incredibly high quality. This particular set of curtains has a rod pocket here, or it has a tab back. So I did tab back just because I like the little ruffly, look to it. You could also, of course, use curtain rings if you want to do that. Another set here too. This is a more of a blue color, but the same exact type of fabric. Also used the tab back on to hang them. This curtain rod came with the house and it was set right along the top part of the window and was very narrow. So by raising it up about a foot, it helped to elevate the height of the ceiling. You can really see that they are 9-foot ceilings. And I also wanted this blue color because my essential oil shelf is kind of a bluish color also, but the rug over there, and then I have a rug here, also has some blue in it. So I figured having some color in my curtains would be good. This window faces east, so in the morning, this glare off of the floor is intense. So all we do is just pull this across, and that takes care of it. So I'll be sure to link these folks below. They have such high quality curtains, so many different colors and sizes and fabric types and all the different things. I would not hesitate to get Stag H curtains again. And just turning around, here's a look from the kitchen. You can see, I can't see any cars driving by anymore. It's not distracting. Like when we didn't have a curtain on that window, it was so distracting. And having that now, nice light filter through, but I'm not seeing people walk by. Okay, the next thing, and I actually have to take my laundry and put it in the dryer, but I wanted to do my audio in here before I'm like screaming over the dryer. I, in my other house, had this chest freezer in the basement. And so because we had this space, this wall here is where the kitchen is. We wanted to have the freezer up here. That also took away storage space where there was like a shelving unit here for cleaning supplies and mops and brooms and all sorts of stuff. So I needed to improvise. Enter this fine young fella right here. Again, I will link it below. This holds 5 mops or brooms. I actually, on this side, have my critter catcher and my fly swatter because priorities. But I was able to hang up a broom, couple of mops, Swiffer mops. This is a handle that also has an attachment for my electric spin brush that I use in the shower, a couple of things for dusting. It's just fantastic. Also has hooks here as well. Super sturdy. I put in some drywall anchors in here. It is not going anywhere. And none of these brooms or anything have fallen out yet. They come out relatively easily. Not one-handed, there we go. But they do a great job of just keeping everything in place. So highly recommend this as well, because I was able to do something with all of these things that were originally going to be taking up this area. Now, unfortunately, these have to stay here in front of the utility sink because I don't really have another spot for those yet, but that's okay. I'm not really using the utility sink all that often. So this is working out fine and I'm able to access our freezer. Of course, I've got my laundry and then I've got all my mops hanging right here. Also, can I have a shout out for Speed Queen washers and dryers? They're not attractive, but they will last pretty much a lifetime. And I wrote it into the contract when we bought this house that I wanted the Speed Queen washers. This was one of the things that sold me on the house. It was like, oh man, I know how good these things are. I know how expensive they are. I really want this washer and dryer. And again, it looks like it's out of a laundromat. We've got the center agitator and all the things, but man, these are hard workers. gonna shut this door. Next thing are rug grippers. We brought with us all of these rugs from our previous house, and I am somebody who trips over things, my feet, rugs, and various things like that. So I got these rug grippers, and I used these in my previous house. You can see that I can't really get this rug up, right? Here's why. These grippers are so handy. So it says what part goes to the floor and what part goes to the rug, and you literally just stick it underneath the corner of your rug and it holds it in place. This rug is not going anywhere. On the rug in the bedroom as well, it is just not budging. So it's definitely a safety feature, but honestly, it helps to pull the wrinkles out of the rug as well. These were all rolled up in storage, and so having the rug grippers is really helping to kind of iron everything out. Next thing may feel kind of silly and trivial, but I got these waterproof hooks. They're super strong. So I got this for my wide tooth comb. I have curly hair, and I like to, when I put my conditioner on my hair, I like to comb it while I'm in the shower. And so having a place for this allows drip dry. I don't have to have it here on the bench to where it gets all mildewy or whatever. And these are incredibly strong little hooks. They don't have to be put in a shower. They are waterproof. You can put them anywhere, but they hold on. They do a great job. Next thing, also in my previous house, we had these chairs. We also had wood floor. I had felt sticky pads on the bottoms of my chairs, and they were so annoying because they would come off all the time, and then they would scratch the floor because then the wood would be right on top. So I got these little cups. They're like little feet cups for the bottoms of my chairs. They are incredibly sturdy. They do such a good job. It's like a felt fabric on the bottom here, and they don't slide around, they don't come off, they are super snug, and I can just move my chairs around and they are not going to scratch or, you know, do anything at all to my floors. Here's the next thing. So this room is kind of our storage room for right now. All of these moving tubs are going back to my mother-in-law. This is donations. This is where our Wi-Fi is living for right now. And what I wanted to do is to have it turn off at night. So I got a surge protector power strip that has a timer on it. This was super easy to program. I just lifted these little tiny like black pieces up for when I wanted the timer to be on. So during the day, I think we have it set for maybe 7 a.m. on all day until 11 p.m., something like that. And then it will turn off both the Wi-Fi and the router for when we're sleeping. There are numerous studies that show that we sleep a lot better when we don't have Wi-Fi coming at us all the time, when we have lowered electromagnetic frequencies. And so that's why grabbing one of these was super important for us. In our previous house, we had a lot of hard wiring. So like Ethernet cables, every room was wired for Ethernet. And so we used a lot of cables just draped everywhere. So Wi-Fi obviously is a little more convenient, but not necessarily great for our health, especially when we're sleeping, and we definitely want to have distance from it. So that's why our Wi-Fi is in that front room, and we're really not going to do a whole lot in that front room. We may even take it to the basement, but being able to have one of these so that it turns itself off at night and turns itself on in the morning gave a little bit of extra ease. When I'm filming this, it is the 4th of July. Now, we are one of those houses that will have an American flag out as much as possible, all the time, often, and I needed to have a flagpole and a flag for the front of our house because we didn't have one. So let me show you. Talk quietly because I know my voice carries here, but it is a 5-foot pole with a 5-foot by 3-foot flag, and it rotates 360 degrees. So when it gets really windy, if this wraps around itself, it'll just keep going up and around. It won't wind around, which is really nice. Now we do keep it up all the time. Because of that, we got one of these little light solar lights that shines right on it. It's like a spotlight, so that works really well. So we don't have to have the porch light on all the time. We can just have this light turning on by itself. So it just works out really well. The last thing that I wanted to show you is this command hook. Of course, I get my command hooks from Amazon. This command hook is upside down. I have a ribbon on it that attaches to this wreath because I don't have enough room here for a wreath hanger. And I just did a reel and a YouTube short and all the things on how I like to hang my wreath when I don't have space for a wreath hanger. And you know how I mentioned that that back window faces east? This faces west. And so it gets so much sun during the day that a command hook on the glass would just like slide right off. Would not be ideal. Now we do have these shades here that we could pull down, which is helpful, but I wanted to have a wreath here. And so this is how I have hung my wreaths in every house I've ever owned, and I never told anybody about it. And so now I'm sharing it here. A command hook, just your normal ones. I think this is a 3-pound capacity weight, I think is what that is. So I just installed it just like normal, and then, you know, have this little ribbon here that just attaches to my wreath. And so I can have a wreath on the door without needing to have a wreath hanger that doesn't fit, or a hook that just falls off. There you go, my friends. Those are the things that have been the most helpful, from either elevating some decor or safety measures or organization or whatever. I will have everything linked down in the description bar below if you are interested in checking any of them out for your house. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't already and you would like to, hit that button down below, subscribe, so you never miss a new video like this. See you in the next one. There's a lot more where this came from. Ciao.